if you were to say that, if you worked out 3 to 5 times a week, if it's going to create 5 more years of your life, would you do it then?
It's time for bookkeeping, beer, and BS. James and Corey, I'm curious. Like Corey, obviously you have an office job, and so you live that life. James, I assume you're not out in the field a whole lot anymore, but you're clearly a fit dude. What the hell do you guys do to try to stay in shape and not let the desk life take over?
So I'm going first, James, because I'm not about to let you go first and talk about how awesome you are at staying amazing looking. So, no, for me, I don't do enough. I mean, that's the honest to God truth. I don't. Just like a lot of Americans, we fall into our systems. But I've realized that it's all about segment of life for me, right? So when I was younger, got out of college, great shape, keep a good body, maybe trying to meet some ladies, something along those lines, right? And you're doing all the right things, even if you're drinking a cold ice, ice cold beer, like you were talking about, Dan. You're trying to keep this even keel piece. And then all of a sudden, business kind of takes a hold. And regardless of what you're doing, whether you're an entrepreneur or you're in my situation, working for a company, but you've got your own brand and your own thing, it takes over. And all of a sudden you find yourself doing less and less and less, right? Then you might hit this, ebb and flow, just like life is in pretty much every scenario we look at. You go up and down and you find these rhythms. And then all of a sudden you get to a certain age. Maybe it's because you had kids or got married and you kind of find this flat line, right? Where whatever you do, that's what you do through and through. And it might be nothing. It might just be a little something, or it might be a lot. I mean, I've got friends that are running ultra marathons, managing 4 kids, running businesses, working hard for businesses. And for me, it's crazy to think about how you fall into that segment. And it really comes down to putting your mind to it. I mean, Dan, you're a good example. You built your own workout program to reward yourself with alcoholic drinks to make sure you stayed healthy, right? Like that for me.
You put it like that, it really sounds like quite the contradiction, but maybe that's why I like it so much.
Well, it does, except you mentioned like golf is important to me, although alcohol is too, right? I'm from Wisconsin, in the same city you're from. Obviously, you find things that motivate you and that push you forward. For me, what I've found is in this segment of life, having 2 young girls and a wife and a job that's extremely demanding, working long hours, for me, I try to get that exercise in unique ways that I know probably don't cut it, but it fits in with the other things I'm trying to do. So we go for a long family walk. I'll take the girls for a jog. I've got one of those pull behind things behind the bike that I just bought. I'm excited to use it. I'm actually taking it in to get it all checked out at the bike shop because I bought it used, didn't know how much we'd use it. But we've got brand new bikes and I was like, man, I can bike the girls around. They'll get a kick out of it. They're old enough now. So I'm trying to work that stuff in because as much as I want to, I pay for a lifetime fitness membership. I want to get and do things every day, but I just don't have the time because if I do, I sacrifice the time with my family and with my girls, but I also don't want to die of a heart attack by the age of 45. So it's about trying to balance it. I'll be honest, I haven't quite figured it out yet, but I'm going to.
Yeah. Yeah, we got the double wide stroller and we got the bike pull behind thing,
right?
Because it's just like, it's like, how do you combine family and exercise? And for me, like hunting and fishing and just all the shit that I'm gonna do, it's like I gotta somehow weave family into all this stuff, so I don't have to give up exercising. I don't have to give up hunting and fishing stuff.
As James has dumbbells tied to his feet and he's doing leg lifts underneath his desk right now. Let's hear his story.
He's got one of those little foot bike pedal things under there. You can't even tell he's exercising right now.
Yeah. No, I think it's super important. But with a lot of people in the last 2 years, I mean, how much does it cost to get that, cancel a gym membership and put that in your garage or in your basement, for the first 30, 60 minutes of the day before the kids are up? I mean, there's options out there. For me, I try to go at least like 3 to 5 times a week, but that's still, you lose priority over, you're putting priority on something else over working out time, whether that's family or business or meetings or whatever you want to do outside of that. So it's how high is it on your priority list? And if you were to say that, if you worked out 3 to 5 times a week, if it's going to create 5 more years of your life, would you do it then? So that's the way I do. I look at it. So like if I'm eating healthy and going to the gym and stuff regularly, can I have 5 extra years? And that's what's always in the back of my mind, and not miserable years. Right. So stuff that I want to do or be 65, 85 and still be able to golf or travel or do all that stuff with grandkids. But I think it's everybody's in a different level right now. I mean, and business owners especially, you can't go at 4 a.m. if you have to be at the office at 5:36. And then if you have kids or a family, you don't want to go in the evening, and you don't want to go at 10 p.m. because you have to be up in 3 hours or 4 hours. So it's a tough thing to balance until you can build your own business or company with a gym in it.
Yep.
Right.
That's my goal. It's like, how do we get the gym inside the office in the next
Yeah.
building?